The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, commonly known as NASA, is a symbol of human ingenuity and the quest for knowledge. Since its inception in 1958, NASA has been at the forefront of space exploration, scientific discovery, and technological advancement. However, like any large organization, NASA has its share of secrets and controversies. Some of these hidden facts are so alarming that they would shock the public if widely known. This exploration delves into 10 terrifying facts that NASA has purportedly kept from public knowledge, revealing a darker side to the agency's history and operations. 1. The lost Apollo 11 tapes. One of the most significant events in human history is the Apollo 11 moon landing. On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon. This historic event was broadcasted live to millions around the world. However, the original slow-scan television, SSTV, tapes of the Apollo 11 moonwalk, which contained the highest quality footage, have been lost. In the early 2000s, NASA admitted that it could not locate the original SSTV tapes. Despite extensive searches and investigations, the tapes remain missing. The loss of these tapes has fueled numerous conspiracy theories and raised questions about NASA's archival practices. The fact that the best quality recordings of humanity's greatest achievement are lost is both baffling and alarming. 2. The secret of the Van Allen radiation belts. The Van Allen radiation belts are two layers of charged particles surrounding Earth, held in place by the planet's magnetic field. Discovered in 1958 by Dr. James Van Allen, these belts pose a significant threat to spacecraft and astronauts due to the high levels of radiation. During the Apollo missions, NASA had to ensure that astronauts would not be exposed to lethal doses of radiation while traveling through these belts. While NASA publicly acknowledged the existence of the Van Allen belts, the full extent of the radiation hazard was not initially disclosed. It was later revealed that the Apollo spacecraft took a specific trajectory to minimize exposure, and the missions were timed to avoid periods of intense solar activity. The danger posed by the Van Allen belts is a stark reminder of the perils of space travel, and the measures taken to protect astronauts were not fully transparent at the time. 3. The Soviet moon landing attempt. During the height of the space race, the United States and the Soviet Union were in fierce competition to achieve significant milestones in space exploration. While the Apollo 11 mission is celebrated as the first successful manned moon landing, the fact that the Soviet Union also attempted to land on the moon is less well known. In July 1969, just days before Apollo 11, the Soviet Union launched Luna 15, an unmanned spacecraft intended to collect lunar soil and return it to Earth. Luna 15 crashed into the moon's surface during its descent, overshadowed by the success of Apollo 11. The existence of this parallel mission was not widely publicized at the time, as both superpowers were keen to highlight their own achievements while downplaying the failures of their rivals. 4. The Challenger disaster warning signs. The Space Shuttle Challenger disaster on January 28, 1986, was a tragic event that resulted in the deaths of 7 astronauts. The shuttle broke apart 73 seconds after launch due to the failure of an O-ring seal in its right solid rocket booster. This failure allowed hot gases to escape, leading to the disintegration of the shuttle. What is particularly alarming is that NASA and the contractor, Morton Thiokol, were aware of the potential for O-ring failure in cold weather. Engineers had expressed concerns about the O-ring's performance at low temperatures, but these warnings were not heeded due to schedule pressures and organizational issues. The decision to proceed with the launch despite known risks highlights the systemic problems within NASA at the time, where safety concerns were overridden by other priorities. 5. The secret Mars programs. Mars has always been a focal point of human curiosity and space exploration. While NASA's official Mars programs, such as the Viking missions and the Mars rovers, are well documented, there are rumors and allegations of secret Mars programs that the public is not aware of. Some conspiracy theories suggest that NASA has been involved in covert operations on Mars, possibly even involving human missions. One of the most persistent claims is that NASA has discovered evidence of past or present life on Mars but has chosen to keep this information hidden. While these claims are largely speculative and lack concrete evidence, the idea that NASA might be concealing significant discoveries about Mars is both fascinating and disturbing. The notion that there could be life beyond Earth is a profound one, and the possibility of such knowledge being withheld raises questions about transparency and the dissemination of scientific information. 6. The suppression of UFO evidence. Unidentified flying objects, UFOs, have been a topic of intrigue and controversy for decades. While NASA's primary focus is on scientific exploration and understanding the cosmos, the agency has occasionally found itself at the center of UFO speculation. There have been numerous instances where astronauts and NASA personnel have reported sightings of unexplained objects during missions. One notable example is the sighting reported by astronaut Gordon Cooper, who claimed to have seen a saucer-like object during his Mercury 9 mission in 1963. Similarly, during the Gemini and Apollo missions, astronauts reported seeing unexplained lights and objects. Despite these reports, NASA has consistently downplayed the significance of these sightings and has not publicly acknowledged the potential existence of extraterrestrial visitors. The suppression or dismissal of UFO evidence has fueled conspiracy theories suggesting that NASA, along with other government agencies, is hiding the truth about extraterrestrial life. Whether these sightings have mundane explanations or not, the lack of transparency has only intensified public curiosity and skepticism. 7. The dangers of space travel. Space travel is inherently risky, and the dangers faced by astronauts are numerous and severe. Beyond the obvious hazards of launch and re-entry, astronauts are exposed to microgravity, radiation, and psychological stress. While NASA has made strides in mitigating these risks, the full extent of the dangers is not always fully disclosed to the public. For instance, prolonged exposure to microgravity can lead to muscle atrophy, bone density loss, and vision problems. Cosmic radiation poses a significant threat, increasing the risk of cancer and other health issues. The psychological toll of long-duration space missions, such as isolation and confinement, can also affect astronauts' mental health. NASA has conducted extensive research to understand and address these challenges, but the realities of space travel remain sobering. The romanticized view of astronauts as heroic explorers often overshadows the harsh and sometimes perilous conditions they endure. 8. The threat of near-Earth objects, NEOs. Near-Earth objects, NEOs, are asteroids and comets that have orbits bringing them close to Earth's vicinity. While NASA actively monitors NEOs and has programs in place to detect potential threats, the true extent of the danger posed by these celestial bodies is not always fully communicated to the public. The impact of a large asteroid or comet could have catastrophic consequences for life on Earth, potentially leading to mass extinctions and global devastation. While the probability of such an event occurring in the near future is low, the potential impact is significant enough to warrant serious attention. In recent years, there have been several close calls with NEOs passing within a few million miles of Earth. NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office is responsible for tracking and assessing these threats, but the level of preparedness and the effectiveness of potential mitigation strategies remain uncertain. The possibility of an undetected NEO posing a threat is a chilling reminder of our vulnerability in the vastness of space. 9. The health effects of lunar dust. The Apollo missions provided valuable insights into the Moon's environment, including the properties of lunar dust. Lunar dust, composed of tiny, sharp particles, poses a significant health risk to astronauts. During the Apollo missions, astronauts reported respiratory issues and skin irritation after being exposed to lunar dust. Lunar dust can penetrate deep into the lungs, causing inflammation and long-term respiratory problems. It can also damage equipment and pose operational challenges. While NASA has conducted studies to understand and mitigate these risks, the full extent of the health hazards associated with lunar dust is still not fully known. As NASA plans future missions to the Moon and beyond, addressing the dangers of lunar dust will be crucial to ensuring the safety and well-being of astronauts. The experiences of the Apollo astronauts serve as a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that await in extraterrestrial environments. 10. The reality of space debris. Space debris, also known as space junk, is a growing problem that poses a significant threat to satellites, spacecraft, and the International Space Station, ISS. Space debris consists of defunct satellites, spent rocket stages, and fragments from collisions and disintegrations. As the number of objects in Earth's orbit increases, so does the risk of collisions. A collision with space debris can cause catastrophic damage to spacecraft, potentially leading to the loss of valuable missions and endangering the lives of astronauts. The Kessler syndrome, a scenario where the density of objects in low Earth orbit creates a cascade of collisions, could render space exploration and satellite operations increasingly difficult and dangerous. NASA, along with other space agencies, tracks space debris and implements measures to mitigate the risks. However, the sheer volume of debris and the continuous addition of new objects make it a daunting challenge. The public is often unaware of the severity of the space debris problem and the potential consequences for future space activities. Conclusion. These 10 terrifying facts reveal a darker side to NASA's history and operations, highlighting the complexities and challenges of space exploration. From lost tapes and hidden dangers to suppressed evidence and unacknowledged risks, these facts underscore the importance of transparency and accountability in the pursuit of knowledge. While NASA has achieved remarkable milestones and advanced our understanding of the universe, it is essential to recognize and address the darker aspects of its legacy. By confronting these unsettling truths, we can better appreciate the complexities of space exploration and work towards a more informed and responsible future.